Well, the first day of the Minnesota legislative session is in the books, and Republicans and Democrats are sharing how they hope to better the state by giving back to the people. KIMT News 3's Jessica Bringy was in St. Paul all day today, and she has reactions from state leaders at the Capitol.
Minnesota lawmakers have returned here to the Senate floor in St. Paul, where they've been greeted with a $7.7 billion surplus. Now, both sides of the aisle are debating on the best way to spend that cash. The first day of the Minnesota state legislative session kicked off with some fun.
Hey, how are you?
With Governor Tim Walz passing a sweet treat peace offering in the form of homemade lemon bars and scotcheroos.
This is nice. This is nicer than last year.
But when the clock hit noon, it was time for the legislature to get back to business, with Walz hoping for common ground among party lines.
It's very clear, whether it's making sure that we're attacking the child care issue, we're getting this frontline worker payout, we're reducing some costs for folks, which in turn counts for small businesses, some relief for folks. All of those things seem to be pretty bipartisan, so I remain really hopeful.
Republicans are pushing for tax cuts and long-term investments, like improving Minnesota roads and bridges as a way to give back to the state.
I would hope that we'd get some good permanent tax relief for sure. And then I think the rest of it, in my mind, ought to go for roads, bridges, infrastructure. It's also giving that money back to the people, maybe certainly not in their pocketbooks, but certainly in their communities. And they won't otherwise have to spend their property tax money on that.
Democrats tell me while they're not against tax breaks, there are concerns the cuts will benefit the wrong individuals.
When the Republicans say, let's give everybody a tax break, a lot of the money in those kinds of proposals would go to the wealthy. And that is not something I'm interested in. I'm interested in seeing a lot of the surplus go to help the pocketbooks of ordinary working folks.
The Senate will be conducting some meetings remotely. However, others will be a hybrid, meaning there'll be a mix of in-person meetings as well as online. In St. Paul, Jessica Bringy, KIMT News 3.
And Governor Walz has introduced the idea of Walz checks. That's one-time payment of $175 to $350 to Minnesotans. Democrats aren't opposed to the idea, but Republicans say that it's an election year gimmick and isn't a long-term investment.